Welcome back. The true joy of preseason is that you know the regular season is coming. And in tonight's game, it's another example of the team with the veterans gets beaten by the team that doesn't have as many veterans in the lineup. And that's kind of how this works. The guys who are fighting for jobs work really hard. The guys who already have guaranteed jobs, maybe you don't try quite as hard because you don't want to get hurt. So Stolars versus Talbot. Interesting storyline because Talbot, of course, transplanted from the Kings. Stolars from the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. I told you. I told Toronto fans when Stolars got signed, I loved that signing for Toronto, and I still do. So more vets for the Wings than the Leafs, as I said. Near miss by Rasmussen as the Wings had the early edge in this one. Not surprising. Alex Nylander has a rush chance that's defended. I did see somebody this morning saying, why hasn't anybody signed Nylander? Because he's in Toronto. He's on a PTO, and I think his plan is to earn his way to a contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs. The shots were 2-0 for the Wings at 3.5 minutes. Then there's an offensive zone penalty by McMahon, so the Wings go to the power play. Early clear by the Leafs. The Wings really struggled to set up. It's killed off. There's no shots during that power play. Wings block after a defensive zone turnover. The Wings press at 8.5 minutes. The shots are 4-2 for Detroit halfway through the period. Liljegren has a chance. It's held. Pretty quiet start, honestly, and pretty quiet game. As again, it's preseason, and you can tell the hockey. I'm looking forward to tomorrow morning and watching New Jersey and Buffalo because that's regular season, and I think that'll be fun to see a regular season game after watching so many preseason games. This preseason's remind me why there have been years where I've said I'm not going to watch the preseason games. I understand why I didn't as much as I understand why I'm watching them now. Basically, it's a matter of, well, I got some time. It's on TV. Sure, I'll review it. So, Liljegren has a chance to tell. Quiet start to this one. Then Stolars poke checks Raymond. Leafs rush the other way. And Stolars is very good. Very smart goaltender. So, again, another example. Tarasenko has a slot shot that's blocked as the Wings press with 7 minutes left. Big glove save on Tarasenko. Guys who won the Stanley Cup together in June, now against each other, and Tarasenko had a big grin on his face when the glove save came out from Stolars on that one. The Leafs then draw a power play. The Wings prevent a setup. They clear it. They kill it off. There were no shots on net during Toronto's power play. With 2:42 left, the Leafs go back to the power play and they score on it at 17:54. So it only took 12 seconds. Nick Robertson, who's had himself quite the preseason, Kampf and Pacioretty with the assists. He wires it from the right circle. That's his fourth goal of the preseason. I believe it's the fourth Leafs goal in a row for him. Yarncroke nearly adds another. Petrie has a screenshot that's held. There's some pushing, and the Wings press to close it out. So the Leafs with the 1-0 lead. Detroit shows some pressure late. They outshot Toronto by almost a 2-1 margin, but Stolars. Second period, early edge for the Wings again. The shots are 2-1 for Detroit, 3 minutes in. The Leafs press at 3.5 minutes. They draw a power play. There's an early clear by the Wings. They cycle. Pacioretty has a shot that's held. Power play's killed off. 3 shots on net on that power play. So a much better power play in that case. Liljegren then has a shot that's held. And again, better period for the Leafs after a slowish start. The shots are 7-2 for Toronto at 8 minutes. So after allowing 2 of the first 3 shots, things turn the other way. So again, quiet game, not a lot of hits, no punching. They don't track the hits during the preseason either. Wings vets, no pressure. So, and you could see it. You could just tell by the play that Toronto was just a little bit sharper because there's a little more pressure on those Leafs players to go, hey, we deserve to get a call up. We deserve a chance to make it to the team. Edvinsson goes to the box. The Leafs to the power play. There's an early clear. Pretty aggressive penalty kill by Toronto, or by Detroit, I should say. That power play's killed off. No shots. So that's 3 power plays that I tracked with no shots on net in this one. At times, it was a tough watch. Pare's then denied as the Leafs press with 5 minutes left. DeBrincat to Larkin. There's a near miss there. Kane has a one-timer that's held. Tarasenko has a net feed that's blocked. The Wings draw a power play with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left. So, late power play for the Leafs in the first. Late power play for the Wings in the second. DeBrincat has a one-timer that's shouldered aside. That's cleared out. There's a near miss for Seider on a face-off win. Toronto does kill that off, and they maintain the 1-0 lead after 2. So we go to the third period. Third period, the shots are 2-0 for the Wings at 2.5 minutes. The Wings pressed after that. They're kept to the outside. Lawrence then has a rush chance that's kicked to the side. Remember, he's on a PTO, him and Pacioretty both. Quillen was denied on a turnover. from the slot. We get a power play for Detroit. They were 0 for 3 to this point. That leads to a shorthanded rush by Kampf. His chance is held. There's a near miss for DeBrincat. Puck's cleared out. Petrie has a shot that's blocked, and then a missed pass ends the Wings' power play. So, again, a lot of stuff for teams to work on come regular season, but come regular season, I think the intensity level's going to ramp up a bit. The Wings press with 9 minutes left are kept to the outside. Grabenkin then is denied from in close. He's trying to fight his way onto the Maple Leafs roster. Tarasenko's then robbed by Stolarz again. So nice glove save again by Stolarz there. The Wings then have a 3-on-2 that's broken up. And then Robertson, who came back to break up that play for Detroit, goes the other way. And he buries it on a nice deke in close. It was a really nice pass by Pacioretty as well. That's at 14:34. Kampf had the other assist. And so that's the 5th of the preseason for Nick Robertson. If he can carry this over into the regular season, that'd be great for Toronto, obviously. If you have Matthews, Marner, and you have Nylander and Tavares, and now if Robertson can show this kind of scoring in the regular season, even at half this rate, you're in pretty good shape. So, the Wings pressed to respond. Again, the crowd was really quiet. Really, Detroit didn't give them much to cheer about all night, so hopefully the tickets were relatively cheap for Detroit fans. Casper has a rush chance that's held. The goalie pull happens with 4 minutes left. Why not practice 6-on-5, right? 3:18 left. It's an offensive zone penalty by Larkin that ends the comeback attempt. It was a check to the head. They did say it was a 2-minuter. I've already seen the arguments online about whether or not that should be a suspension. And it feels like now in every single game, there's something people see and go, well, that's a suspension. What I see more than anything is it's a really fast game, and all of this stuff happens in a split second. I just don't see the premeditation, but at any rate, we'll see if Department of Player Safety says anything tomorrow regarding that play. But ref I was okay. It was more of a glancing blow than a full-on charge through the head. So at any rate, we then get a shoulder save on Robertson. Pacioretty has a wrister that's held. The power play's killed off 2 shots on net, and more importantly, it's taken 2 minutes off the clock. The goalie pull then happens with exactly 1 minute left. Larkin then has a buzzer beater attempt that gets blocked, so the shutout for Stolarz, which of course, since it's preseason, doesn't really matter, but it looks pretty good, doesn't it? 2-0 win. Stolarz is at least giving the Leafs something to consider when it comes to opening night on Wednesday. Robertson, Stolarz, and Pacioretty are the 3 stars of this game. The shots on net, 9-5 Detroit in the first, 12-8 Toronto in the second, 13-8 Detroit in the third. Final shots 30-25 for Detroit. Power plays, Toronto 1 for 5, Detroit 0 for 4. Stolarz saves all 30 shots for the shutout, and Talbot saves 23 out of 25 at the other end. I thought Talbot was good. Was Stolarz better? Sure. But as I've been saying, I think Stolarz is an excellent goaltender, and I look forward to seeing him this season with Toronto and see what more he can do. If he pushes Wall, and if they end up splitting the season in net, I think that's great for Toronto. We'll see how it turns out. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event that you have not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. Yes, the Connor Geekie suspension came down today. I don't feel like I have to put together a news video tonight. I'll talk about that in the morning. Since he's suspended for just a preseason game, it doesn't feel like it's really that big a deal. It's more of a big deal if anything happens in the regular season with that track record. That's one thing you have to keep your nose clean after that first suspension, or else it should, in theory, be a longer suspension the next time. Anyways, there you go. And I don't see any reason why he's going to jump off the bench to join in an altercation from here going forward. So I'll talk about that in the morning, but let me know your thoughts about this game in the comment section below. I agree, regular season's going to be a lot more fun to watch. But thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.